Time for ukulele class. Let me copy the link and I'm going to go post it on our website. Website is jollyrogerukulele.com. And today we are playing. What are we playing today? Today we are playing For Elise, Ode to Joy, and Carnival of Venice. So we got a lot of classical music coming at you, coming your way. Let's see, 12. All right, there's this. Space Control V. This particular thing instead of okay. There's that. Link. Enter. Edit. Settings. Open a new window. Update. Update. All right. All right. So theoretically, that will post the link for today's music. And I'll get everybody in here. We have been adjusting the schedule quite a bit today and a bunch of stuff going on, a little bit crazy. And so I want to get settled down just a little bit. One and two. There we go. We're in good shape. All right. We'll wait for everybody to load in. We'll be starting in 3 minutes. Tuned up. I'm gonna find my tuners. There it is. Bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. Anybody wanders in, let me know how the sound is. Hey Donna, sound is good. Looks good, right? Yeah, looks good. I went to the what do you call it? The skin doctor, and they froze a bunch of stuff. You know how they do. Spray that stuff all over your face, and then your skin dies. And apparently, that's good for your skin. So I'm looking looking like I was a little beat up today. We have really beautiful music to play today, so hopefully we get a few more people in here, get a chance to be a part of the excitement. And let's see what else. Oh, goodness sakes. Let's get this here. You can't tell it all. I know, right? Well, hopefully you're like, this is sort of how you want to look at Gary anyway, on a regular basis. So for MPRE, Valerie's in for MPR. I'm in for MPR as well, right? But today's music, by the way, these are absolutely beautiful tunes that we're going to be working on today. And all three of them are classical by accident. End up being a very, very fancy ukulele players. Download ukulele. We'll start with Carnival of Venice today. One of the great pieces of music. I did it earlier with the baritone players, and you got to reach really far on a baritone. With ukulele, it's less crazy reaching. Yeah, so it'll be nice. Let's see. Make sure. Let's see. You guys, I think you already are. You guys have had it all week. You've had your Ode to Joy and For Elise. And then I had to make a bunch of changes to the baritone stuff. So you guys are all set up. You got the music for the whole week laid out, ready to roll, which is very exciting. Let's see. You guys getting snow where you are? We're starting to get a tiny bit of snow here in downtown Denver. Supposed to get a little bit today. Evelyn, Smokey and Cuenca after 32 fires and 12 control fires. Oh my gosh. So, Evelyn, I don't like hearing that. Here's my vision of Cuenca, Ecuador. You wake up, it is perfect. You get ready to go out in the evening. You put a sweater on, and then you go to bed, and it's perfect. And then you wake up and you repeat. I am highly jealous of where Evelyn lives. So, plus she gets to hang out and play ukulele, guitar. What else? Vic, where you been? Hey, chilly up in Eugene. That's good, right? It's supposed to be wintertime up there. And So yeah. Hey, it's 12:05. We're gonna get started. Remind me halfway through the class day, we have a crazy thing I have to announce. Some of you already heard it, but I want to see if we can't get get everybody on board here. But pop quiz. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I erased the answer. So let's see if we got really never left. Oh yeah, yeah, Linda, you got to come check out guitar, right? It's the same stuff. It's exactly the same as this, only just way harder. That's the difference, right? Hey, Nancy. Oh, thank you. I missed you guys too. I really, it's funny, you take a week off and you're like, I'm gonna get all this stuff done. And I got a couple things done, but not that much, not near what I needed to get done. But I can tell you, thanks to this weekend's Harry Potter marathon, I got to see every single Harry Potter about 6 times. So I now have vast portions of the dialogue memorized. Don't lie. That's a Snape quote. The fires are set by the indigenous as part of their spiritual. Oh, really? Really, Evelyn? Wow. Whoa. Oh gosh, I can't imagine. Yeah. No, happy birthday. Yeah. 56. We're done with birthdays, right? Um, Fascinating. Thank you, Nancy. No, yeah, we don't need to do that. What we do need to do is double check that this is in your head. This little line there, it's called a ledger line. Those happen below the treble clef. You guys actually have that on your instrument. That note there's a whole note, and it's a C note, middle C. That's your low note on your ukulele. Okay, right above that, there's a D. Then these lines, every good boy deserves fudge, E, G, D, B, E, G, B, D, F. Jeez Louise. I'm supposed to have them. I think I have them right. Okay, you guys play on the real treble clef. That's what this deal is. And the spaces, F, A, C, E, spells face. Remember, there's a G note that sits up here, and that note comes up on your ukulele. That's this note right there. Comes up once in a while, and so just know that it's that's really the highest note that I ever arrange things on ukulele. If I have 12s, it's going to be a very specific reason. I mean, normally I don't let anything go above 10 because honestly, those notes just aren't good, right? You get to the 10, yeah, no, I can live with that note. That's a note I want to play. Anyway, yeah, I had a nice birthday. We had, and we're of course we're in lockdown, and we've had some. Denver is on fire with the virus, so we had a lunch up on. There's a table that's on our roof, and you can sit pretty far away from people. I had a couple friends in the building come and have lunch with me. And that was my birthday, which is fine. That's all I needed. All right, let's play Carnival of Venice. Nice part about this song, you got an F chord and you got a C7 chord, and that's it. So there's not a lot to talk about F chord wise or chord wise. All right, now let's talk about melody. You got 3s and 5s and 1s, and you got a lot of them. And then what's nice is you can just play in first position and be ready to stretch your pinky a little bit, and we'll make it sound good. From the top, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then we would repeat, of course, go back to the top, go back through a second time, skip measure 31 the second time through, and then 32 is 1, 0, 3. Right, and so probably if you're playing melody, sliding from 3 to 8 and giving a little vibrato there at the end would sound real nice. Okay, all right, now that's that. Okay, Carnival of Venice is written by Niccolo Paganini. He was very into guitar, actually, so he had a very good sensibility about what works on fretted instruments. He didn't write this particular tune for the guitar, but it lays in here very nicely. So that fretboard mentality actually shows up kind of interestingly in this moment in this song. So now you got an idea how the melody goes. Probably heard it before somewhere. So then the tough uke is actually pretty playable in this case. Be aware, when you get these eights, that your pinky is going to have to be coming along, and we're going to have this bar chord on 5 that shows up, but it shows up this way, and it also shows up with the 8. Okay, so that's going to show up. So let's walk through it, and then we'll play it a couple times. So hit the 3, and then bar on 5, go back to your 3, and then you're going to want to put this index finger over both 1s and the 2. That's probably the only thing that's hard to play in the song, right? Is everything's hard to play in the song, but this is the hardest thing to play in the song. 1 over both of the 1s, and then your middle finger on 2, and then lift up the 1, and then go grab a C7. Okay, again, hit the 3, C7, hit the 3, slide up, 5, slide back, and then an F chord. O1, strum, 3, bar on 5, hit the 3, F chord with your pinky probably. If you can reach with your ring finger, you can, but I always use my pinky. 1-0, a nice C7. Okay. 3-0, C7. 3, 5, slide up to 5, back to 3, F chord. 1, those are just decorative. Into 3, F chord with your 3, F chord, 0-0-1, strum, 3-0, hit the 3, hit the 3, F chord. And now here's your big moment. You're on this 3, okay? On my notes, I've put play it with your pinky, okay? Because then you can slide it up to 8 and add your 5 on at the same time. So you get a whole bunch of cool sounds. Okay, just kind of a dramatic moment there. And then come back to the 3. Now your 27 is C7. Hit this then. 3-0. C7. Hit the 3. Up to 5. Back to 3. And then an F chord. And then to turn it around, just hit that 3 like you would any at the beginning, at the pickup note to 1. Hit the 3, go back, play to 1. When you come around the second time, measure 32. You're going to do this nice little C chord, or F chord, getting ukulele brain. F chord. Oh, and again, pinky on 3. Slide up to 8, add the bar. You get a beautiful soft ending to it. So let's see. John says, I'm lucky. Tampa Bay Ukulele Society had a virtual festival, and I won the grand prize. Oh, nice. You won a Laprenzi handmade custom tent. Nice. John, congratulations. I've only worked on one Laprenzi one time. It was a beautiful ukulele. You're going to be very excited to have it. Laprenzi, I think. Really beautiful. Good job, John. That'll be exciting. You'll have to let us know when you get it in and send us a photo. That's very exciting. Way to go. John's got better equipment than I have. That's good. That's okay. I don't feel at all jealous. All right. Until then, he's got to play his old crummy whatever he's got, right? But yeah, excellent, John. That's very exciting. You might go pick it up rather than have him mail it to you if you can. Depending on who's packaging it up. I worry more when we send ukuleles through the mail this time of year that they're going to be in cold warehouses and they can freeze and all that. So if it's at all possible to not have that happen, you probably are better off. All right, 2 times through, and then we got lots of other music to talk about today. So from the top, 1, 2. Measure 6. Did I do that wrong? I did that right? 16? Measure 16, please. To the top. Measure 7, measure 8. Isn't that pretty? It's a pretty little tune, right? And it just not too hard to play, but a whole lot of music in there. It gets a teeny tiny bit repetitive, and that's why I tended to get lost. I'm like, I hope I'm in the right measure as I'm supposed to be. I tend to just I keep looking and playing my thing, looking at them like, oh, that looks pretty close to where we're at. But really pretty. And most people at least have heard that song on some level, and so it's one of those you can pull up and kind of entertain the crowd with. So really fun. 2 chords, lots of music in there, lots of 1s, 3s, and 5s. Hopefully you're enjoying that one. Let's very quickly, I want to run through For Elise and Ode to Joy because there are some specific playing techniques you got to get on both of those. So let's go grab For Elise first. Let's see if I can alphabetize. We will all be, one of these days I will learn to alphabetize. For Elise, E-F-G-H. It's before the H's. For. Did I not download it? Crud. All right, let me download it real quick. I apologize. I thought I had it in the computer, but I don't. For Elise and Ode to Joy, both obviously Beethoven pieces. One of the things I always talk about with ukulele is it really is quite capable of playing all of the different genres of music. And so, pretty serious classical music. It's just fine playing it. And, obviously you have to arrange it in such a way as to fit on that small keyboard, but ukulele is perfectly delightful. As long as there's a strong melody, you're going to be just fine with virtually every song out there. Hip hop, we struggle with to get it onto ukulele because there's no melody in hip hop. And, so that we end up using it more as a percussion instrument, and it's not that great. But other than that, and there really is no limits to the instrument that you're playing, depending on if you're creative enough to make that happen. And so For Elise actually is a piano piece, well-known piano piece, that everybody that played piano has had to tackle it probably. And when years ago, Pianist Magazine, I get that on every week, or it comes once every other month, I think. And they had a sort of a simplified version of it For Elise, but it laid out perfectly on ukulele. And I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I have always wanted to do, is play some really solid Beethoven on here. And so I did arrange this, and I've just enjoyed playing it now forever. And so hopefully you'll enjoy it. And then Ode to Joy comes out of a legit, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and probably, we debate these things, but it's probably the best song ever written, Beethoven's Ninth. And here you you are going to be playing part of that, and it's going to be awesome. So if I can find my piece of music, there it is. We'll be ready to roll. All right. And of course, that's not the version that I want. So you guys have, let me roll over here real quick. You have what I like to call is the open version. Okay, so there's a version where I use 11s in it, and there's a version where there's these 7s in it, and this is definitely the easier version to play, and it makes a lot of sense. So let's walk through it real quick. You're going to be playing with your pinky on this first 7, and then a 6, and then a 7, 6. And then you're going to grab this other 7 on the second string. Middle finger on 5. Go slide it down to grab the 3. And then you're going to probably play the 2, 0, 0 with your index finger. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 0, 2. That is an A7. I'm sorry, E7. Pinky on 4. And then 2, 0, 0, 3. It's not unimportant here to mention that Stairway to Heaven uses that exact same motion from E7 to A minor. And so every time I play that, I'm like, that's Beethoven copying Led Zeppelin. All right, then you go back to your 7s and 6s. And then another big A minor. And then E7. 3, 2, and then a nice A minor at measure 8. Now you're going to go right back to your 7s and 6s and right back to the top of the paper. Don't linger. Our tendency is to let da, da. Okay, you want to get these 7, 6s pretty solid. That's what you're really looking for there when you get to that 3, and then go grab the 2, 0, 0, 0. E7. Pinky on 4. And then slide forward, 2, 0, 0, 3. 7, 6s. A minor. E7. 3, 2. Now, when you get to that, you hit the 3, 2. Don't go into measure 8. Jump all the way to measure 9, and then we're going to finish up the song. When you're at measure 9, there's going to be a difference in feeling of the song. And it's going to take a little bit of focus to get this next section clean. Okay, so go grab measure 9. Index finger 2, 3, pinky 5, and then slide it up to 7. Index finger 2 3s on the second string. Pinky on 8. Ring finger on 7. Come back, grab your G chord with your pinky. Go grab the 1, 3, 3, pinky on 7. Ring on 5. Then that 2, 0, 0, 3 again. And then the 5, 3. E7. Now you're through the hard part, and then you go back to the main idea. Notice at measure 21, you have quarter notes, not eighth notes, so this should be very slow. Okay, that's what you're looking for there. Okay, so it's a beautiful piece of music, and if you took piano lessons, you're a pretty good chance you played that one. But it's really, really nice. John says it's in Florida and I'm in Illinois with no plans on going down. Yeah, I guess you're going to deal with what you deal with, right? Hopefully they'll pack it up real good. Hopefully it won't sit too many cold warehouses along the way. That's so exciting, John. Love that. All right. Okay. So That's for Elise. Now let's go to Ode to Joy. I want to sneak this in because otherwise it's theoretically possible you would practice incorrectly. And I want you to do what I want you to do on this one. And then you can go through and figure out how to mess that up. But go grab Ode to Joy. All right. Now with Ode to Joy, bum 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 bum. That's what you're after. That's the melody, right? But because we're ukulele players, we gotta add in as much as we can. So let's check your chords here. You got an F chord, bum bum. Then you're gonna do this G minor 7, bum bum, and then a C chord, bum bum. F chord, bottom, D minor, bum, bum, G minor, bum, bum, F chord, bum, 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 C chord, F chord, bum, 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 bottom, bottom, bum, 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 bum. And then you're going to go, the second part of the song is different, so at measure 9, bum, bum, bottom, bum, ba-da, ba-da, bum, ba-da, ba. You see that A chord there? That's totally the wrong chord, and it's awesome. And then to D minor, ba-da, it sends you all your chords into this chaos for just 2 measures. So classically Beethoven, right? 2 measures of like, what? And then go back to the F chord. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da, bum, 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 bum. And then you go back and play it the second time through. So that's your chords. Just make sure you feel comfy with those chords. They're not nothing in there is crazy like some of the chords we deal with, right? Tough uke is actually, I notice I did not give you melody because I want you to play the tough uke with your thumb and the painful uke with your claw. Okay, so let's walk through the tough uke real quick. Got an F chord, then a 0, and then use your index finger to cover these 2 1s, add the 2, ring finger on 3, then a nice C chord, hit the 1, F chord, hit the 3, D minor, 2 2 1, hit the 1, hit the G minor. So all you do, you're hanging out here at D minor, drop everybody down, and then push your ring finger forward just a little bit. Open, F chord, hit the 3, and 0 0 3. Okay, go to your F chord, G minor 7, hit the 3, hit the 0 0 0 3, F chord, hit the 3, D minor, hit the G minor, 0 0 3, hit the 1, okay, G minor, F chord, 0 0 3, F chord, C chord, A chord. Make sure you don't mix it up with the F chord. Isn't that cool? Hit the 3. The next note is the D minor again. Hit the 3, and then 2 0. Okay, then you start it back at the same ideas at the beginning. Measure 13. Second time you come through, measure 17 and 16 are identical, but they go into 18, which has your high F chord, right? So bar on 5, pinky on 8. Okay, so that's how you wrap up the song. The only reason that those two are different is if you look at the tough axe. The tough axe, I put in an arpeggio to kick you back up to the beginning of the song, and when you're wrapping up the song, I just want you to. Okay, so there's no arpeggio leading into the ending there. All right, so that's how you play the tough uke, right? Just with your thumb, the entire thing. Just hold the chord, strum as much of it as it says to, and you'll end up with a really nice piece of music. But that's not where we stop. Okay, on a piece like this, we want it to sound classical. We want it to sound, beep, 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 beep. And it turns out fingerstyle ukulele is the perfect recipe for this. Okay. That means when you're playing fingerstyle, every eighth note you're playing something. Okay. And you almost always play it as if you are a classical musician with your your right hand is shaped in the claw, and then you just do this. Now, the big challenge with fingerstyle is you got all these notes, they're just this ocean of notes keep rolling at you, but you got to find a way to emphasize the melody note. So if you just play you don't end up with a ton of melody out of that. So you've got to be thoughtful about when you're going to hit this string a little harder or this string a little harder to get the melody out. Okay, so grab this. Okay, give me your F chord, then 1 O, and then that 0 is a melody note, and then in G minor 7, and 1 is the melody note, 3 is your melody note, C chord, F chord, that 3 is the melody note, D minor, the 1's a melody note, G minor, the 0 is the melody note, so lift your index up, and then F chord. Both of these 3's are melody notes. Okay, now make sure when you hit that 0, okay, so that 1, okay, I've even drawn a little arrow on my piece of sheet music saying, hey, pay attention, Gary. You want this moment to be dramatic, okay, because now that's the end of the bridge, and now we're going to jump back into the main idea of the song. Go back to your F chord and go. Go to the second ending just so we can practice that. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you decide. The last chord is, you could pluck it. Okay, sounds fine. Or you could then switch your pattern and do one of those. Okay, so either of those is going to be real acceptable and really beautiful. Okay, how are we doing on time? We're doing okay. So let's play through it. Just one time through. So do the second ending when we get down there. And then I will try to go nice and slow. Remember, if you're playing tough uke, use your thumb. If you're playing painful uke, use your claw. It's kind of designed to talk you into playing both ways, right? And let's see how you do. From the top, one time through. 1, 2, ready, play. Isn't that lovely? It's totally a fun piece. Feels very Christmassy on some level, right? And so hopefully that's kind of a fun thing for you to work on. So now let's talk very quickly. I am not going to slide you guys Christmas music in this particular time slot until next week. Okay, so if you want to play, if you want to get started, go ahead and grab on the website in the 1 o'clock time slot. I've got Silent Night and Old Lang Syne posted. There's no point in me posting it in both places. It'll just end up getting confusing. So for you guys that are newer, what I would do is go ahead and download the Christmas music that's showing up in the 1 o'clock hour, and then start thinking about how can you, as a newer player, accomplish those. Okay, you'd already know, hey man, one time if I like singing, I got to master these chords, right? And so we'll be talking about that in that class as well. Is a lot of you love singing Christmas music, right? Second thing we talk about is when you're newer, just playing melody is a big, big deal. And so I want you to be able to feel comfortable knocking these melodies out of all this Christmas music we're going to be facing. And then, of course, all of those pieces also have a tough uke on them, so you'll be fine with doing whatever. Now, the next thing is, remember tonight we have ukulele orchestra. I have posted none of the sheet music up there. I just have a plan at the moment, but we'll see how much I get written up here this afternoon between now and the end. But when we're supposed to start at 7 o'clock, it might get a little weird. We might be doing exactly the same stuff we're working on right at this exact moment, but hopefully not. And then tomorrow, let's talk about tomorrow. A television station here locally is going to come do a story on me doing these lessons. And so that means that our schedule is going to get messed up tomorrow. The reporter is supposed to be here between 9 and 9:30 here in my house. So with a TV crew, and they're going to come in here and film me doing stuff. And what is important for me is that you guys get to see the comedy as it's happening live. So I'm going to send out an email to you guys saying, hey, looks like the schedule is going to be what it is until she gets here, and then I will obviously have to break away to talk to her about this, and then they're going to come, probably their photographer will probably come and hang out and film a little bit of us taking lessons. And so tomorrow I'll send you out an email giving you a basic idea of when things are going to happen when. But if you can at all make it where it's possible for you to log in, even if it's during the harmonica hour or whatever, it'll be about ukulele. I'm sure that's what they want to talk about, is me giving ukulele lessons during the pandemic. I think is probably what the storyline is. I don't know, but whatever they're here for, I will keep you guys posted. And then what I'll do, I will post, probably just have a YouTube window open, and then I will post it on both the guitar, harmonica, and ukulele sites. You guys come check it out, watch me struggling as there's people filming me doing what we're doing here. And then so tomorrow will be a little funky, right? And maybe we'll get some lesson done, maybe we won't, but we'll have a good time, and it'll give you a chance to make fun of me suffering. So that's what we got going tomorrow. And then I think that's all I need to tell you guys. You have all of the music for the full week. We will talk a little bit tonight and in the next class about the ukulele circle of fifths and how you can use that to your advantage when playing a song like Silent Night. If you are like singing it, how do you get it to fit into your voice better? That's what we're looking for there. And that's it. That's what I know, guys. I hope you had a wonderful day. I missed seeing you all last week. It's definitely become a thing for me to hang out with you guys and be jealous of John. And so thanks for being here. Next hour, we're going to start tackling some Christmas music. And you guys, absolutely, everything I post Christmas music wise, make sure that even if you're coming to this class, that you're downloading that stuff as well. You're probably already doing that, but just make sure that you know that I get it, right? I want you to be able to, even if you're newer, to be able to play it at some level. And there we go. So main thing is to get good night's rest. Yeah, I'll be like, oh God. Mostly what I have to do is clean house, right? And my wife keeps an amazingly beautiful house, so there's very little of that. This room, not so much. See, with this little section, this looks fine, right? Over there, not so much. So I gotta clean this room. Uh, all right, I'll see you, Linda. Stay safe. Oh yeah, right. Uh, I don't know what your town is like. My town is on fire with this stuff, so I'm not going out. Be safe, right? Do good, practice, keep showing up. That's the one. That's the hard one. That's the one that'll determine whether you are a great player or a guy who used to play ukulele. And uh, subscribe and like if you haven't already. Thanks for reminding me, Nancy. I think Nancy should write, do the little thing, blah blah blah, right? And Melissa, all right, guys. I will see all of you hopefully in the next lesson, or I will see you tomorrow at some point. Keep an eye on your email. I'll send out an update as what I think is happening. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.